Hello everybody and welcome to our podcast. With me Faisal and with my three panelists today we have Tashbunny, Muadz and also Faraz Shababi. Alright, so 260 boys are here together with Tasha.
Hey.
But we're here to talk about Sony Press Conference at E3 and all the amazing games that came out, all the exclusive games, and we're going to find out whether the PS4 Pro can actually fight the Xbox One X. But maybe that's a topic for another day. But today, we're going to be talking about games and gaming exclusive here on the PS4 at the Sony Press Conference. First of all, I want to... You guys have anything you want to say first and foremost?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
I'm so hyped, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know about the mom thing, but I'm so hyped, man. Sony, come on, it was amazing. Just forget about Xbox One X. No one liked that. I mean, we didn't like that. We talked about it in the Microsoft conference, but Sony just bum, games. What we want to see from E3.
That's true. I agree with that. It's just that because most of the game from Sony PlayStation is much more engaging with the crowd, with the fans out there, and some people have been waiting for some of the games that they've been planning for years, and finally it's out right now. Not now, but probably in 2 years.
What about you, Tashbunny? I mean, from someone who loves PC gaming, now we have involved you in the console wars. How do you feel of the Sony press conference?
I have always wanted a PlayStation, and now more than ever, after this E3, you have Destiny 2, you have Uncharted, you have God of War Days Gone. Those games are definitely something that I would play. And that's definitely an item seller for me. Like yesterday, Xbox, not gonna cut it for me.
It's not gonna cut it
because
for you,
they just don't have the games I want to play.
Exactly. Talking about games, Tasha, I want to talk about Monster Hunter. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Monster Hunter, and they say they're going to bring it.
Japanese.
Wait, they're bringing back Monster Hunter.
Yes, Monster Hunter is coming back to the PS4. Just a little brief history. It came out on the PS2. I had fun with it, but then they moved to the PSP. I had more fun on it.
I played the PSP times.
Exactly.
It was great.
It was fun. It was fun on the PSP. Really but after that, Capcom released it only exclusively on the Capcom consoles. Nintendo consoles.
Capcom consoles.
Yeah, if only they
Hey,
so,
thanks idea.
Money first. So it came out on the 3DS, on the Nintendo Wii, and as a Monster Hunter fan, I felt left out. But now it's coming back on the PS4. Now, Faraz, you've never played it.
Never.
But you saw the trailer when it came out on the PS4. What did it look like to you?
I actually liked it. I mean, you
used to literally brag to your friend like, hey, I got this armor. Do you know how long it took me? 12 hours. Technically, it's just that. So if you love,
that kind of guy.
And I'm that kind of guy.
This is the armor guy.
Yeah, I need to come to the office and like, hey.
You play Neo and you always talk about
about
your armor.
Yes,
always.
exactly. So I love this kind of games where you can change armor. So let's not talk about Monster Hunter. It wasn't the highlight of the whole thing. I'm gonna touch on one of the most anticipated games when they did the PC for Sony, and I was like, is this game coming out? And I know this for a fact that Tasha has been awaiting this game for a long time. We're gonna talk about Destiny 2. A game that looked twice as beautiful as it did from Destiny 1, but will it perform better than Destiny 1? That is the question. The hype was there.
Yep, definitely.
Whether they can produce the game that they're hyping up is another story. So I'm going to give it over to Tash. You played Destiny 1 and you know a lot about Destiny 2. What is going on at the PC? It looked beautiful, but how do you feel about it?
Okay, Destiny 1 was a game that had a lot of potential, but it never reached that bar. And now Destiny 2 is out, and the best thing about it is that definitely the PvP as well as the better storyline. And it's going to go way more competitive. It is because it's going to PC. It's going to have 60 FPS. Plus, the best thing about Destiny 2 on the PS4 are the PS4 exclusives.
Okay, we'll get to the PS4 exclusive later, but I want to ask Faraz. Faraz Shababi.
What's up,
because this is Sony, this thing is in E3, so I gotta have the American accent.
Yeah. Alright,
Faraz.
What's up, man?
Faraz, we've talked about Destiny 2 and how Destiny 1 did not look as good as Destiny 2. It was a big disappointment in Destiny 1, but they were fans. There were a lot of fans for Destiny 2.
It was actually alright.
Yeah, but a lot of people complained about it too.
Yeah,
so what do you think? Destiny 2 looks beautiful. And I know how much you love beautiful games and graphics. Because we talked about Anthem and all you guys like, did you see the texture? So Destiny 2.
Metal Slug.
Yeah, so Destiny 2 and compare it to Anthem, because it looks sort of like that, and everyone's been talking about, oh, Anthem is the Destiny 2 killer. How do you feel about this? I mean, graphic-wise and gameplay-wise.
Okay, if I didn't play Destiny 1, I would have been super pumped, super excited. But the thing is, I bought Destiny 1 on day 1. And it disappointed me so much.
You played it on day 1?
And I played it on day 1. And you know, the hype was exactly like just now for Destiny 2. The hype was real because it was something new. We've never seen it. You know, we saw the what was the bulb thing called that was going around and showed you like...
The Game of Thrones short guy. He was the voice for that one,
So basically,
right?
And the game looked so good, but when it came out, the content was not there. We didn't have content. And the fans, the reason you say that fans actually liked it is because of the updates that came afterwards. But by the time the updates came, I was already done with the game. I put the game aside. I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
We got better games to play.
Exactly. So that's what happened with Destiny 1. But Destiny 2, only honest, I watched a trailer, even the trailer, not even the gameplay. The trailer looks so cool, what you can do with your friends. But can they live up to it again? That's my question.
Yeah.
Execution, right? Exactly. Can they execute Destiny 2? Now, Muadz is a bit skeptical. He's a fan of Destiny. Every time we talk bad about Destiny, he's like, yo, there are fans out there. So, Muadz, tell us, why do you think Destiny 2 will be a success like Destiny 1?
Oh boy.
Calm yourself, okay?
No, it's just that when I played Destiny 1, at first I was like, what is this story about? You know, because it's suddenly you're in the game and you have no, like prequel storyline. Suddenly you're in the battle, you're in the war. You know, you don't know what's going on back then, or you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you were there. And it took time for me to understand the concept of the story, but as it goes along, I do have my moments of playing the game with my friends, and I'm like, hey, yo, this story is sick. I'm really having fun with my friends, killing the aliens and whatnot. But at one point, from each and every single DLC, they always try to find more money to get it from us. You know, each and every, there's three DLCs, and one DLC is like around, I don't know, it's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive.
So I really like the game because I think it's really, really fun to play with your friends. If you play it alone, maybe you're not as fun.
It's not as fun
playing
with friends.
But it's a good game for me, but at one point it kind of gets stale, and it got stale.
So exactly like what Faraz said.
Talk about. See, when it comes to games, we have different types of games. Some types of games, if you don't play with your friends, like Friday the 13th, right? It will not be fun. It will not be fun. You will get bored after 2 minutes. Games like Destiny are not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be really fun when you play with your friends, but normal. You know,
still fun when you're playing alone.
But Destiny 1 wasn't like that. When you were playing alone, it was so boring. For me, it was so boring, and it's not supposed to be like that. That's why I think it was missing a story. So I hope Destiny 2 doesn't miss that.
I agree with you.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on the first player basis because it's very important for me. I mean, single player game in any game should be important. I don't care if you're into esports or into multiplayer games. It's fine if you like that, but games are meant to be played when you're alone sometimes. Am I right? Okay, so Tasha, you gotta defend this. You gotta defend Destiny. Everyone's thrashing Destiny left and right. So you gotta tell me why Destiny 2 is gonna be better than Destiny 1. How it's not gonna disappoint me, and is the single player any good?
Okay, I cannot say anything about the single player because we have to wait and see. But I can definitely, honestly say that Destiny 2 did promise a more complete and comprehensive storyline. We didn't have that in Destiny 1. It was choppy, it didn't make sense, it was short, and now the PvE side is improving in order to make the storyline a lot better, so it makes sense. So it's not, and I realized as well, like the PvE side has always come off a little bit short, especially during raids, right? You always have to go with friends, so it's a little bit harder. I think what I heard is that they're gonna try and make it a better experience for everyone, single players and even the ones who play with your friends. That's what also I heard.
I want to talk about the DLCs. Now, DLCs have always been a thorn near my rear end. Okay, so
I like how you put it that way.
I'm going to use nice languages today. So what I don't understand is why are we playing a game full price, but we're never going to get the full game. Now, how much the deal? Once you talked about, they had 3 DLCs.
Per DLC is around 65 ringgit, Malaysian
ringgit. So that's almost a full game for the next 3 DLCs. Okay,
I mean, Friday the 13th costs that amount.
Exactly.
That's a full game on its own.
Do you think that the DLC that was given to Destiny 1, did it improve the game in any way?
That one I cannot say because I did not purchase any of the DLCs.
Did you purchase any DLCs?
Let me tell you something. The sad part is that when I bought the game, I bought the normal game. Then it comes down with the DLC. But along towards the future, suddenly they come up with another game with all of the DLC, which is around 200 ringgit with a cheaper price. So to me, kind of like milking.
And then you come right after the DLC, you come out with Destiny 2.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I just bought the DLC for Destiny 1, and now
yeah.
Destiny 2.
I would love to try Destiny 2. Reason why? Because it's on Blizzard and I can play with them.
Exactly.
That's the last thing I want to talk about Destiny 2 is I love that announcement. I remember I was on Facebook and I saw someone posted the fact that
It's coming out on Blizzard.
is putting it on their own platform on PC. I was super pumped because my PC it has better graphics and better specs than my console. So with something like Destiny 2, I want to get the full experience of the game. So that's why I was so pumped, and I'm so happy. One reason I might actually buy the game is because it's on PC.
Okay. I love how both of you just wandered into my next topic. I love that. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. Now we're going to talk about accessibility. Now, Destiny 2 is not an exclusive game for the PS4. It will come out on PC, and it will also come out on the Xbox One. Now, I'm going to touch for the last one. I mean, it's great it's coming on the PC. Talk about the exclusive items that you get in the PS4.
Okay, so for PlayStation 4 Destiny 2 players, you will get... Okay, this is one particular gun you can use for PvE. It's a rifle, and the thing is, it has elemental damage, right? You can change elemental damages on the fly with that gun. So, you know, I mean, that's like basically something everyone wants to have.
So you get a special gun just by playing it on the PS4.
Exactly, and not just that, you have a lot of other exclusives as well. You have your guns, you have your armors, you have, you know, all the good stuff.
It's like Destiny 1. At one point of the DLC, they just say, here's like a limited supply. Like they suddenly give you this one very extremely rare gun, but limited time only.
Yeah,
whoever got the gun,
basically
so
it's always
it shoots missiles
Yeah.
with missiles.
Yeah.
Really strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so with all the information that we've been given, knowing that all the platforms we're going to play Destiny 2, let's have a final vote here on the EGG cast here. So, Faraz, where are you going to get it on? If you are going to get it at all.
I'm going to get it on the PC, and I'm probably going to wait about 2 weeks, see how's the hype. Did it die after 2 weeks? If it died, I'm not going to get it for sale. If it didn't die, I'm probably going to get it and play with you guys.
I agree. I think I am right on point with Faraz Shababi over here. I'm definitely going to get it on PC, on Blizzard. Yeah, what about you?
Definitely. I gotta go
PC.
for us here. I'm gonna wait for it, and probably I'll buy it.
I'm guessing you're definitely going to buy it, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy on PC just for the reason that it's going to go more competitive. So the 4v4, the 4v4 is coming out.
It's 4 of us.
Exactly, the 4v4, and I think that makes it a lot better.
Okay.
Perfect.
But
That's perfect.
only thing is, like, you know, when you look at the PS4, you have those exclusives. You're like, you know, you're like double thinking.
Enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a deal breaker for my PC?
Is it a deal breaker?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
PC is still better.
think it depends on which mode
Think
you
of
want
it
to play
this way. If you're on a PS4, you have a controller and a sniper, I've got a keyboard and a mouse, I'm going to wreck you with any gun.
Well, it's not cross-platform if you think about it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that is
that's
fine
true.
then.
Yeah.
Never mind then. All right, so that's all we have for Destiny 2. Let's hope that it's a good game. I would love to see it be big. I don't want to, you know, screw with it even before it comes out. So let's just wait for it.
in the esports scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to see how it performs in the esports scene. So let's get away from esports to one of the best ever single-player game ever made for the PS. The whole PS1, 2, 3, 4 in Sony. We all know this game.
Is it what I think about?
Yes. Let's talk about God of War. Now, this game, I have to say, is one of the best single player. You don't have to have multiplayer. Hey, you want to play God of War together? Oh, you don't need to because it's just a single player game. So, Faraz, what do you think of this? I know how much you love the graphics in it. I'm going to get to Muadz because he loves single player games. Graphics-wise.
I'm about to cry. I know Muadz is a big fan of this, so I'm not going to steal everything when it comes to God of War. Well, I want to talk about a few important things for me. One thing, first of all, I love how he looks. Come on, the beard. Come on, it looks so cool, man. The beard, the face, the graphics.
Tattoos.
The tattoos, everything.
What engine is it running, if I'm not mistaken? I think it's the Frostbite engine, right? No?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Unreal.
It's another.
I don't think
I think it's
Frostbite.
Unreal
It's a
Engine 4.
Special engine from
I think it's
Sony.
Unreal Engine 4. It's definitely Unreal Engine 4.
Whatever it is, it looks sick. The graphics, I'm not even going to talk about the graphics because we already know it looks good. We've seen it before. It wasn't like the first time that they were debuting it. So they just showed us more gameplay. And that's what I liked about it. They showed us more, and that's what we wanted to see. So one thing I want to touch on is a different camera angle that you have in God of War. And people have already talked about this. Again, this is not the first time we're seeing it. But that's something that I love. I mean, we've had that, you know, the
Top down.
above, camera angle. And don't get me wrong, everybody loved that. No one had a problem with it. But now we brought it back down. Now it's more like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Now it's open a little bit more.
They're trying out new things. So I think that's really nice because, you know, we talked about franchise fatigue in Microsoft conference post-show. So this is something else. They're trying to change up things. They were like, maybe people are getting a little bit bored and tired, you know, with the same thing. Hack and slash, just hack and slash. And, you know, we have Bloodborne, we have Dark Souls. We have so many games like that. So they're trying to take a different directive. Now, I have so many things I want to talk about. You guys go first. I have so many.
Focus. Faraz, it's okay, no problem. So, Muadz, what do you think? I mean, you love single-player games, and this is strictly story-driven. I cannot tell you how many times he has forced me to watch the trailer. Hey, Faisal, new trailer. Hey, Faisal, new trailer. Hey, Faisal, new trailer. So, Muadz, this is your time. Go ahead.
Spoiler-free, yeah?
Yeah, please make it spoiler-free.
So the game, it's alright.
What? You want to see my shoe fly, boy?
Okay,
I'm
so I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that this is a little bit of a tease from Santa Monica Studio. Is because of, you know, we all know God of War is they love to play with camera angle. Maybe it shows you in the trailer it's a third-person kind of game, but if you play God of War 3, at one point they make it a 2D thingy. They make it a 3D fight. They make it, so they play around with angles. And they've been showing the shield and the axe, but they never come across. They never showed the fans, hey, where's the Blade of Exile, the original weapon?
Blades of Athena.
Blades of Athena, the Blades of Exile, the original weapon of Kratos. So meaning like, I really wanted to see those kind of stuff, and they never showed it yet. So I guess there's something more that they.
Imagine if it's just not there.
I'm actually happy they didn't show it. You know, there's a reason why I don't watch trailers, because I want to be excited when I buy a new game. I don't want to watch too much trailers. I don't want to spoil it too
But
much.
I love this one because at the end of the trailer, the son and Kratos they're actually talking to this.
Oh, but they
snake.
confirmed, right, that that's the son, right?
We don't know yet.
We don't know
we
yet.
still don't know?
I think it is.
I'll touch on it.
I think it is. I
Right,
think it is.
right.
But people say that it's actually the son of Odin. I don't know.
Odin?
Yeah. So the snake, we all saw the snake in the first trailer. It's a
Muadz, no. I know where this is going. It's gonna go spoiling. I know. Keep
played
it
the
down,
game
keep
yet.
it down.
No,
I've
no,
heard
no.
this story before.
You saw the first trailer, right? Of God of War. If you saw it, there's an Easter egg where they show there's a skin of. People say, hey, why is that thing moving down there? Basically, it's a snake so the snake comes in from the second trailer, which is at the end of probably something to do with Ragnarok. I don't know.
Probably. Tasha, what about you? I mean, God of War has always been a PS exclusive.
Yep, and I don't have a PlayStation.
You've never had a PlayStation. So definitely, what do you feel? I mean, we have played before, God of War 1, 2, 3, even the PSP one. So I've played
Ascension.
it all. Ascension, yeah. So how do you feel looking at this game, never playing the game before?
I've always wanted to play it. I think it's one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen. I really like the fight mechanics. It's always been gory, but the good kind of gory. The one that you feel so satisfied when you just break someone's face or their head comes off. You know what I mean?
If someone calls the police, I think she has issues.
Hey,
somebody has issues.
No, I understand what she's trying to say.
You have issues too.
You're working hard all day and you just want to release your stress and just go back home. Hey, I want to play some God of War.
Exactly.
Rip some heads off.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and their quick time events as well. From what I've seen before, have never fallen short of amazing. You know what I mean?
We're going to touch about quick time events later on.
Yeah.
So
as someone who hasn't played it, I think this is definitely something that I would definitely purchase the PS4 for, because the thing is, not only I can get this particular God of War, I can play the ones before as well. You know what I mean?
We're going to talk about, you said you wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
Okay. God of War has been known to be one of the most difficult games on the PS4. If you put it on the hardest difficulty, it's really, really hard. I've seen you play a lot of games, Tashbunny. And let me say,
easy gamer
professional
right
easy gamer. Do you think that the difficulty on the God of War would be as difficult? Because when you change the camera angles, the difficulty changes, you know, from God of War. Being a top-down, being a hack and slash, we know hack and slash games are really hard games to master.
Yeah.
Do you think that picking it down to a third person would change the game entirely too much to the point where it doesn't even feel like God of War?
Like I said, I think they're trying out something new. That's the first thing. And second thing, we've seen this in the past year or two, that most of the developers, every game that they're bringing, they're trying to make it easier for new players to come and play.
Yeah.
So I think that they're not gonna make it as hard as Dark Souls. They're gonna give you the opportunity to make it as hard as Dark Souls if you play it in hard difficulty. But then they're gonna make it as easy for people like Tashbunny who have never tried a game to come in and have fun. Right? That's what I like about the game. One thing I really wanted to touch on before you guys talk about it is, one thing that I loved about this game is the fact that this time you get to see Kratos. You get to see inside of him. In the first few God of War, Wait, not in a bad way.
Actually, we did see the insides of Kratos in God of War 3 when he got stabbed and his thing opened.
I don't mean
not
insides.
That inside.
Like, I mean,
oh, you're
like
going in deep.
Emotions, yeah.
Emotions. You always
deep.
saw him as a guy who would just, slash everyone. Just rage. I can kill everyone.
Exactly.
That's what we love about it. But we never saw his emotions. This time he has a son. We don't know if it's his real son or not.
Yep.
But this time we get to see a connection. That's what we loved in The Last of Us, right? The relationship. And that's what I think, something that I can look forward to, a story-driven God of War.
Okay, Muadz, any last words for God of War? Because all we saw was a trailer. We didn't have much information. So let's end this with a nice high thought. What do you think of God of War? And do you think
I still
it's going to meet
think
expectations?
that Santa Monica haven't shown the full experience of God of War.
Yep.
I believe that maybe when you're playing the game halfway through, they will change the concept of the game. You will keep on doing the hack and slash kind of thingy with like the previous games.
Yep.
But like Faraz said just now, and I gotta agree with him, the storyline for this one is much more deeper, I guess. I think there's some issues with Kratos. He killed the Greek god now, and then the Indian god now. I don't know, North god. I don't know how many gods he's going to kill. But
I remember if you start killing Muslim gods, ISIS is coming for you, Kratos.
I hope Kratos will find
peace.
Peace.
Find peace. Finally.
Go to anger management or something. Kratos. You need one.
Okay, thank you, Muadz, Mr. Psychologist over here. So Tashbunny, let's. What are your last thoughts, final thoughts on God of War? It's a PS4 exclusive, meaning if you want to play it,
I have
you have to buy PS4.
Yeah.
Is it a console seller? Last thoughts.
Not for me, but I can definitely see a lot of people wanting to buy the PS4 just for that game.
Just for the game?
Yes.
Console seller?
I don't think it's a console seller for me, but it's definitely... No, it's not something people would pay like $300, $400 just to get this game.
Okay.
This is one game, but I still think it's a beautiful game, and I'm definitely buying it on the first day no matter what.
Okay. All right, so before we move on to the next topic here on the Sony press conference, I just want to say that, remember guys, God of War, since God of War 1, 2 and 3, they have always been known, Santa Monica products, the developers have always been known to push the boundaries of a console.
That's
so
right.
if you actually want to know how strong a PS4 Pro is, God of War is the place to do it. Have a look at that game and let us know in the comments below if you actually want to see more about God of War. Okay, so before we go into the final game of today, I want to touch a little bit on VR. Now, I know we don't have a lot of VR fans here in Malaysia, in fact the whole world, but I am a very big VR fan.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason the VR is not picking up is we haven't had proper games for VR. So at the Sony press conference, we saw Spiderjal, we saw The Impatient, FF15 in VR, which actually looked really good, and Moss. To me, Moss stood out a lot in comparison to other games.
One with Doom, right?
Yeah, the one with Doom.
That was in the Microsoft conference.
That was Microsoft. So this is specifically for the PSVR. So these are these are exclusive for the PS4. I just want to short comments on you guys on the VR. Faraz, what do you think about VR? Do you think that they can pull it off this year? Do you think games for VR will be better this year?
To be honest, I don't think the VR technology is really going to pick up because, I mean, like we have, what do you call the, you know, I forgot the name for it, but you have something 3D built here. We had it in the Dota 2 tournament. You know when there's something 3D, you don't need VR for it.
Holograms.
Holograms, yeah. Those things, I saw at a conference before that people actually play games. You can touch it and play. So I think if the technology for that is coming, VR is going to die out sometime soon.
One day.
Yeah, that's for me. And the PSVR for me is not really interesting because when I try HTC Vive or Oculus Rift, I get so much more immersion there that a PSVR, when I'm sitting down, I played Resident Evil 7 on it. It's not something.
It's not
I'm
as
not a big
immersive
fan.
as the other VRs.
And I totally agree with you. The games for it, they're just
not
right.
there yet, right?
Just not right.
What do you, Muadz? You've been a long-standing strength of PS4 and Sony. What do you think the VR is comparison to other VR games?
Man, I kind of like disappointed with the PSVR, but I gotta say that there are some games that actually work well with the PSVR. But most of the games out there, people love to play something that doesn't really need to stress them out. You know, when you're playing a PSVR, some people got motion sickness. People got headache and they're feeling dizzy, nauseous, and some people just want to sit down, relax, and enjoy their video games.
It's good technology. It's just not practical.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
Tasha. What do you think of VR? I think you're the foremost expert when it comes to streaming and rolling on the floor using the VR.
Right.
What do you think of the new games coming out in the press conference for Sony and the VR?
For me, I feel like, you know, those games are not enough for me to actually go out and purchase a VR for my PS4. I don't think that I'm just going to be paying that much money for a VR. VR to me, I've always had a problem with motion sickness. It's not something I want to experience.
Like
not
how I
just
feel when I look at you.
Ha ha,
Just
so
joking.
funny. But it's not just that even. Like even in RE7, right? They tried. They really tried. I'm not going to say they didn't try. But the thing is, when you put on a VR, it's supposed to be immersive. Everything just seems too close.
Too up close, in your face.
In your face. Everything was just too... It just doesn't look as nice as it does on TV. That's another thing. Another thing is like when you walk around, right? You want to experience that you are walking around without feeling the motion sickness. And there's a way to actually disable that. It's just by disabling the motion sickness, motion blur altogether. But when you disable that, it's like
it doesn't feel real.
Like
it's a pop, pop, pop.
You know what I mean? It's not like looking around the room like this.
Enough.
Yeah. So in terms of immersion, I think they need to work on that a little bit more before it gets picked up, or even not get picked up. I just cannot see this being practical. It's uncomfortable. It's hot. It gets sweaty. It's just not a nice experience overall.
That sounds wrong.
I don't know whether she was talking about VR or something else. All right, thank you very much, Tash. That was just a small bit on VR. I just wanted to touch on because I feel like I'm the only one who loves VR. And I'm going to stick to my guns. VR fans, I know there are a lot of VR fans out there. Stick with me. Let's stick it through together. Okay, so we've talked about VR and how it's going to impact the gaming community. I know all of you hate VR. It's okay. I'm still a big fan. So let's talk about one of the biggest games to come out of E3, and everyone's so hyped about it. And as you can see from my t-shirt today, I am also extremely hyped for this game.
Why did you spoil it, bro?
No, I didn't. You don't know what hero this is. This is probably Malay Man. You don't know. Mr. Malay Man. Okay. So the game is obviously Spider-Man.
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 Spider-Man came out. It looked a bit Arkham-esque. And I loved Arkham. It was an amazing game. All the Batman games that came out was great, except Arkham Knight. So Spider-Man was amazing. No, the PC port was bad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Spider-Man was great. Loved it. I loved looking at the trailer. But I've got my points that I want to point out. But before that, let's have a talk with my buddies over here and let them know. We want to know what they know about Spider-Man, how they feel about the trailer itself, because the trailer was gameplay trailer. So Tashbunny, how do you feel about this? I mean, we saw the trailer, it was amazing, we screamed together.
Yes!
But how do you internally feel? Like, according to Faraz, deep within, how do you feel?
Deep within, I feel like, you know, when you play that, you're going to feel unstoppable, you're going to feel super cool. You can do so many cool things about it. Because I remember back in the PlayStation 2 days, the Spider-Man 2 game, right? You were able to actually sling someone up onto the lamppost and hang them there.
I just love that game.
Yeah, but it was really hard to do.
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2. This was the old one. So, you know, looking at that, I'm wondering, like, it looks a lot more easier to do now than before. And then back there, I remember there was a small little quest. You're supposed to hang someone from a lamppost, and it took me hours to get it right to put him up there. It was just so irritating. And I'm hoping this time it's going to be easier. It's going to be a lot more smooth to do it. But what I can say is that from seeing the trailer compared to that one, you can actually feel the old Spider-Man back in the PS2 days come back to life. The only qualm I have is I don't really like his the white spider. Yeah, I don't like the white spider on his suit. That's not my thing.
That's a topic for another
your
day.
problem.
No, that's a topic for another day, because I got problems with this suit too.
That's your problem.
So Faraz, how did you feel when you saw the game? I mean, I know you're not a big fan of Spider-Man like me.
What?
But we all know everybody loves Spider-Man.
Everyone.
So how do you feel about the game itself? Do you think it's gonna be
Before
executed
I
properly?
love it. I love it. I love it. It looked amazing. You're completely right. The battle system is exactly like Arkham. Right? It reminds me of the Batman games, and you're right. They were all good. So if they adopted that, it's gonna be good, right? It's gonna be good. The mechanics of the fight, and it's more like, okay, with Batman, when you punch, you can feel, you know, you can feel the punch. But this, you can feel the difference between a Batman and a Spider-Man, because it's more like agile. Right? You're jumping around, you're flying around, and that's what I love about the mechanics.
He's more of a dancer.
Exactly, exactly. And the best part of the game for me is that it just graphics. It looks good.
It looks good.
Really good. Exactly. And I love that. My main question, is it open world or not? Because they didn't mention it, but they do have a minimap. So if they have a minimap, but it's not open world, it's just going to be confusing. So I really want to make sure that it's open world, because, come on, Spider-Man, we've had open world Spider-Man games.
Yeah, that's
for a long time.
Exactly. I don't want to have invisible walls, you know, not letting me cross.
Oh, let's not start about invisible walls. That is one thing I really hate.
Just ruins the immersion in the game.
Okay, so Muadz, You look a bit angry. I don't know why. Is it because I'm wearing Spider-Man t-shirt?
No.
How do you feel about the Spider-Man game that's going to come out? I mean, the hype is actually real for this game. Like, everyone went crazy when that thing came out.
Okay, there's so many things that I would like to talk about the game itself. First of all, I love the fact that they put Miles Morales at the end of the trailer. Thank you so much. And secondly, okay. The first Spider-Man game that I played was actually on the PS1, and I love the game. I love the fact that they put Easter eggs, especially when you're swinging around and suddenly there's a Fantastic Four buildings over there. And I still remember the fact when I was playing the game, and suddenly when I look at the building on the end right side, then suddenly you can see the Knight Rider, right? With the motorcycle. Yeah. Ghost Rider, sorry, Ghost Rider. Yeah, you see there's actually a lot of Easter eggs coming across on that game.
Yeah.
But I hope that the gameplay for this one itself is as good as the first one in the PlayStation, because you know, that's the best one ever for me. It was on the PlayStation 1. And for this one, it looks good. All right, we got Batman playing at the dark, in the middle of the night. Now we got Spider-Man playing in the middle of the day, and it looks very Arkham-y, and I love the suit actually. I think the suit is
Arkham-y?
Because you got to understand.
I love that word.
You got to understand, every Spider-Man game, they will always have different suits.
Yeah.
You have the symbiote suit, you have the old school suit,
Spider-Man 2021
and whatnot. So you got a lot of suits for them. And I heard that the storyline doesn't actually revolve much on Peter Parker, but mostly on Miles Morales, because this Peter Parker, he's already married and he got a son.
Right.
Okay, so you officially spoiled it for everyone already. In one speech, boss, you spoiled everything already.
Something that people talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about rumors, talking about the storyline, I love how Muadz picked this up. Yes, according to rumors, the storyline for this game will not match anything in the comics. It's going to be an original story. I don't know about that. I like Uncle Ben dying. Not that I'm fine with him dying.
How many times do you want him to die?
We're used to seeing that.
Yeah, we're used to seeing that Uncle Ben has to die.
Yeah,
so I don't want, like, you know, if they kill Aunt May in this one, I won't buy the game. Let me just tell you that.
With great power comes
Tasha,
great responsibility.
Great period comes. Sorry, Tasha. So how do you feel about Spider-Man coming up with a new story? I mean, combat is great and everything. Graphics is great, but the storyline is, you know, it's not good. I mean, there's no point in playing it.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, how many times can you see Uncle Ben die? That needs to stop, okay? I don't want to see Uncle Ben die for the how many thousandth time. Enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough.
Let Ben live. Everybody, if you're listening to this, hashtag let Ben live, all right? Remember that. What about you, Faraz?
What I like about, not necessarily the story, but I love to see Wilson Fisk in there.
Yeah.
You know,
that
like,
is true.
Yeah, like I love Daredevil, the series, right? And I love the way they developed the character of Wilson Fisk.
Kingpin.
And to see that in the game is just perfect. And you know, we know that like Spider-Man's, he's not about like going against big bosses. He's mostly about, you know,
he's a happy guy.
Yeah, he's a happy guy. Like someone's about to die, hey, I'll go save the guy. Or some crane is falling down, hey, let me help that guy, you know. So I love that about the Spider-Man. I think it's gonna be comical, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be humorous, and graphics-wise, it's amazing. I'm definitely gonna get the game. That's my
can I just put one thing?
Yeah. Go ahead,
I hope that they focus more on the storyline. It's not just the side missions.
Exactly.
Please don't put too much side missions.
Yeah.
Focus more on the storyline and make it a very epic Spider-Man game.
So do you believe in the hashtag let Ben live?
I would love
or
to kill.
hashtag let Aunt May die?
Oh, I love Misa Tomei on the Homecoming one. I hope that I can't wait to watch the movie. Though.
Okay, all right. So I think the hype on this surrounding this game is also because the movie is coming out.
Yep.
So to me, as a really big Spider-Man fan, I really hope the movie and the game doesn't disappoint me. Okay, so any last words, you guys, from the Sony Press Con?
We really can't judge anything yet because it's going to come out next year in 2018 towards, I don't know, maybe in fall or something. So we're going to definitely see more trailers coming in. We saw a good trailer. We saw anything we wanted to see, we saw it, right? No one was disappointed, but we still can wait and see more.
Exactly. Any last words from the Sony Press Con?
I will buy Shadow of Colossus, God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted, Days Gone, and Ni no Kuni, hands down.
Done. Muadz already said it right here, right now. He's gonna buy it. What about you, Tashbunny?
I think definitely this year I'll be picking up a PS4.
PS4?
Definitely.
Okay, definitely. I will definitely have to buy all these games. Whatever Muadz just mentioned, I'm buying that game too. And you guys at home, thank you very much for watching. This is the Sony Press Con with us here at EGG. Let us know in the comments below what you think and what you are expecting. And remember, hashtag let Ben live. I'll see you guys next time on the next podcast here at EGG. And if you like it, let us know what other topics you want us to talk about. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.